Infinite blessings and love. Namaste, namaskaram. This is Om Oracle Tarot, and this is Libra's Spiritual Path reading for December 2022. Now, I have to remind everybody that these are general readings and may not resonate with everyone. If they don't, that's all right. There's plenty of other great YouTube tarot readers that you can check out. If you'd like to get in contact with me, you can do so in the comments below the video. You can also get in contact with me at the Om Oracle Tarot Instagram page, of which there's only one, and the link for that is below in the description of this video. And if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated. And I appreciate all of you. And I also want to send a big heartfelt sense of gratitude and thank you out to all those who have liked, shared, subscribed, and donated. It really does mean so much. And again, thank you so much. I also want to remind everybody to check your other placements, your sun, moon, and rising, as it can help give you a broader picture of what may be going on. You can also check out the mid-month readings that I offer here. You can also check out the full moon and the new moon readings that I also offer here at Om Oracle Tarot. All right, without any further ado, please give us a message for what is on Libra's spiritual path for December 2022. 3 cards, please. I only take uprights and I only take jumpers from the deck. Thank you. While there may be moments of silence while I may be shuffling the cards, do pay attention to anything you might see in your mind's eye. You might hear a word or some song lyrics. You might smell something that reminds you of something, or a strong emotion may bubble up, as this is all your intuition playing a role in this reading, as we are not together in the physical. I am connecting to your energy, so your energy is a part of this reading. And in a lot of ways, it's in these moments of silence that the deeper aspect of the reading takes place within yourself. So do pay attention to those. Thank you. All right. So we have the Emperor, the 6 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. And at the bottom we have the Knight of Swords. So it does appear that in December that you're really coming into a position of power. You're definitely becoming the leader in your own life, the authority in your own life. And this comes mainly because you are moving away from something. You're dropping the baggage of the old, and this actually is what has you in this seat of power, because you've dropped the baggage here, and really dropping these things is part of this rite of passage for you, moving forward. So December is somewhat of a transitory energy for you. But it does appear, at least at the beginning of the month, that you are really kind of on the fence with the 2 of Wands. There's definitely a choice. You have to make a choice to take this rite of passage and leave the baggage behind and actually step into your own power here. But it does appear that when you do, like, the Emperor is holding, I forget what they call this, but this is a kingly item, nobility kind of carries this. But you have the world in the palm of your hand here as you move forward. And December, you're really discovering a lot about yourself here as you come into this power here. And really sitting here allows you to make better plans towards the future, because there's something about what you're letting go that was really kind of dragging you, I don't want to say down necessarily, but it was definitely slowing your progress. And without that, you are able to plan accordingly. And it does appear that towards the end of November, you're starting to move a little faster. And we have the Knight of Swords here. Excuse me. So as you embark on this rite of passage and you really embrace this transition energy here, you really start to move with a lot of drive, and you become very ambitious in whatever you are planning here moving forward. And like I said, you begin to pick up a lot of pace as December continues on towards the middle and the end of November. I feel like you begin to move very fast. You become very driven here. So let's get a little bit more information here. This is the Yogic Path deck. Please give us 3 cards, please, for what is on Libra's spiritual path for December 2022. 3 cards, please. Three cards, please. All right, thank you. There's 4 there. We will take them. Huh. That is very interesting. I think it was Leo got both of these cards here, and this deck has been well shuffled a few times since that reading. So for them to come out right next to each other again is very interesting. All right. Thank you. So we have Brahma. Now, Brahma is part of the Hindu Trinity. You have Vishnu, the preserver god. Shiva is the destructive force. And Brahma is this creative force. Brahma is, excuse me, the Lord of creation here. So I feel like whatever you're moving into, and I feel like when you're really sitting in your power, this is not necessarily power in like the way that the ego would use it, but this is, you're kind of coming into this power of manifesting and creating this world you want to live in. What type of day-to-day reality would you like to have? And this is what you're getting the space to be able to actually create this when you release this baggage here. And then we have Samadhi. So this is essentially, Samadhi is basically the goal of, or one of the goals of yoga meditation. And Samadhi is this union with the divine, this complete merging into the divine, merging into the true essence of yourself here. And this individual here is actually floating off the ground here, but all of the chakras are lit up here, specifically the heart and the crown here. So whatever this, and the heart is lit up here too. So whatever you are creating is really is coming from your heart. And I feel like Leo and Virgo got a similar type of message of this creating, or this heart-centered movement forward here is seems to be essential here. And then we have Ojas. So Ojas translates to spiritual force. This is the essence of spirituality and spiritual vitality here. So this is kind of what you're coming into, this ability to create and this union with your true self, the universal self, and the divine is really allowing you to harness this spiritual force in the world, and becoming very ambitious in doing so, because you're sitting in your power. You're sitting in this seat of spiritual power, spiritual force, and you're using it to create this world you want to live in. And you are, it definitely appears that you are backed by the divine, because your will is coming into alignment and merging with divine will here. You're coming into the true will. And then we have Saraswati. So Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge, wisdom, learning, but also music, the arts, creativity. So again, with this creative energy here, and I feel like whatever you're working on must be of an artistic or creative endeavor. And really, when you begin to create the world that you want to live in, manifest the world you want to live in, this is an art form. So this may be in part to do with, some of you may be musicians, and so this has to do with music or dance. Some of you may be writing poetry. But this is really this seat of power, this creative vibe, this union with the divine has really sparked a lot of inspiration for you, and it's coming out in your creative gifts. All right. This is the Wisdom of the Buddha deck, as I call it. Please give us 3 cards, 3 messages for what is on Libra's spiritual path for December 2022. 3 cards, please. All right. One more, please. Thank you. All right. We have Dorje Trollo, the crazy wisdom, wrathful Buddha. So Dorje Trollo is an incarnation of Padmasambhava, or the lotus-born Guru Rinpoche. But this is an incarnation of Padmasambhava that has yet to be. And the legend states that when Dorje Trollo does come, he will be riding on the back of a tiger. And with this crazy wisdom is actually going to change the world here. And this is a Buddha, but this is the wrathful Buddha. So this is this balance between this wrathfulness and compassion, which actually is very powerful to have those two in one. And the message here is, let go of being logical. A higher wisdom will guide you. So that is what you're doing here. To merge into the divine, you have to let go of this logical process of the mind. So it does appear you're doing that. Perhaps letting go of some of these burdens might not appear logical, but you are doing it because you're feeling this nudge from the divine that this is something that must take place in order for you to really be in your power here. And again, this isn't an ego-driven power. This is the power to live the life that you want to live here. And so there is a higher wisdom and a higher spiritual force guiding you here. And then we have Para, the ancient tantric mother goddess. And this is the origin of all goddesses. It says, Mother energy pours forth life here. So, to create the world that you want to live in, the creation of reality, it does appear that this is the type of energy that you are embodying here. And this mother energy, this mother goddess that gives birth to reality here. This is kind of what you, like I said, you're embodying. This mother energy pours forth life. So this life is this creation and this ojas here. There's also with this an element of realizing that everything in reality is the mother goddess. You can't separate those two. Everything, whether that's good or bad, everything is the mother goddess here. Even our body is made up of the mother goddess here. And on the top of the card, we have moons in their various cycles here. So do pay close attention to the planets, the transits, the moon cycles, as this will help you with the timing of things, and you can also harness these energies to your benefit. We also have 2 moons right here. This moon setting over a lake or the ocean here, and then we have this what appears to be a moon, full moon behind this tree here. So it does appear that that is going to play a role in the timing of things. And then we have the skull cap. Now, if you want to look that up, skull cap Buddhism, and this is another tantric practice here that takes place in the burial grounds, and I'll let you do your research on that. But this is the skull cap of inner offering. And the message here is, giving creates a flow of health and love. So you're being endowed with this ability to create so that you can give of this to others. Also your gift here, whatever this inspiration is sparking in your creative talents here, this is also something that you can give to others. And this giving creates the flow of health and love. So it's flowing out from you, but it's also being reciprocated, either from those around you, but definitely the divine here. So don't hesitate to present what you're working on to others, because it will be of benefit to them. This is the Gita deck. Yes? All right. Please give us 2 or 3 cards for what is on Libra's spiritual path in December 2022. 2 or 3 cards, please. All right. All right. We have higher realms, and here's Krishna and Radha dancing here in this celebration, and all the gods and goddesses are all attending here at this higher realm of being. And this is taking place under this full moon again. So we have another moon. So do pay attention to the timing of the moon cycles here in December. It says the higher realm. And I'll just go ahead and read the back. From the highest sphere in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery where birth and death take place. But whoever joins me in my abode is never born again. So this merging, this joining the divine in the divine's abode, this merging into the divine. So it does appear that you are ascending to these higher realms. It's also speaking of the importance of meditation. So if you're not meditating, I would say definitely make that part of your daily routine. And if, say, you meditate for 15 minutes, try to meditate for 30 minutes. If you meditate for 30, try to carve out an hour for yourself to meditate. Whatever you're doing, is kick it up a notch in December. And then we have the secret of secrets. It says, this knowledge is the king of education, the rarest of all secrets and the purest knowledge, because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is the perfection of religion. It is eternal and joyful. Oh, it is eternal and joyfully performed. Sorry, that was so clunky. But again, this is speaking about this merging into the divine, this direct perception of the self, this universal self by direct realization. So there is definitely that taking place. And it says this knowledge is the king of education, the rarest of all secrets, and the purest knowledge. So it does appear that this is kind of what it's indicating is on your path here, is this self-realization. And when you realize the self, you also realize what reality is and what God is. These questions about things begin to kind of dissolve and thin out a little bit. And then the master of mystics here. And I also have to say, just before I read this, that these are not religious specific readings. These are talking about energies, unless, of course, you're engaged in one or more of these traditions, in which case the reading will take on an extra layer for you. But the master of mystics, wherever there is Krishna, the divine, the master of all mystics, the supreme archer. Let me begin again. So Krishna is a incarnation of the divine, and Arjun is the charioteer, or the archer, excuse me. So wherever there is Krishna, the divine, the master of all mystics, and Arjun, the supreme archer, there will always be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. I hold this to be true. So again, this extraordinary power, this victory over the world. So this is kind of what this is indicating, again, that you're stepping into this extraordinary power and victory. This offerings of devotion. Here we have Shiva in meditation here. So if one offers me with love and devotion a flower, fruit, a leaf, or even water, I accept it. Whatever you do or eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerities you perform, you do it as an offering unto me, the divine the divine is saying, excuse me. So this gift, this artistic outlet that you have, I feel like you are, but this is reminding you to offer this up to the divine. You don't have to tell anybody that you're doing this, but as you perform this within yourself, you realize that this gift and everything in reality is pouring up from the divine. And so you are devoting and honoring yourself to this. And really, and there is a Native American kind of ideal that everything that you do, every act that you perform, can be seen as an act of prayer. So that's whether you're walking down the street, tying your shoes, going to the bathroom, driving a car, even talking to somebody that you don't like necessarily. Everything can be used as an act of prayer if that is your intention, or this act of devotion and honoring of the divine in everything. All right. This is the Gods and Goddesses deck. Please give us 2 or 3 cards for what is on Libra's spiritual path in December 2022. 2 or 3 cards, please. That one just came out for Virgo. One or 2 more cards, please. All right, we'll take them. This one just came out too. I don't remember if it was Virgo or Leo, but there are some similarities in the messages here. So we have Matsaya, the fish avatar of Vishnu. And his blessings are protection against natural disasters. So in this, you're holding the world in the palm of your hand. Whatever your endeavors are, whatever you're planning to do moving forward, you have protection in these things. It's also security for travelers. So on your path, as you move forward, you have security, protection. And this is preserving ancient traditions and knowledge. So nothing is more ancient than this knowledge of yourself. This is the most ancient, if you could even call it that, because it's beyond time and space. Also, with these meditative practices here, you are coming kind of traditional in your engagement in these things, and it does appear to be of a benefit to you. Excuse me, I had to make sure that I press record on the video. And then we have Badra Kali. So this is the goddess of darkness, and her blessings are worldly power. So you are gaining this power in the world, and this is a divine gift. Earthly enjoyment. So people definitely practice austerities to come into the realization of themselves, or to have spiritual attainment. So austerities are where you are denying yourself of certain pleasures, if you will, for the sake of attaining this spiritual height here. But when the self is realized, and you realize the nature of reality and who you are, then all of reality is there for your enjoyment. There's a saying, they call it the Leela sport. And then fearlessness in battle. Nothing creates more fearlessness than the realization of yourself, because you realize that nothing is separate from you and that everything exists within you. You're no longer pushing things away out of fear. You're actually embracing the whole of the totality of existence because you're no longer afraid. Access to feminine powers and virtue. So this mother goddess energy that pours forth life, you are gaining access to this. And I'll try to pronounce this. This is very difficult for me to say. Ardhenar Shawar. I know I said that wrong, but this is the divine androgyny. And essentially, this is Shiva, and Durga has come and inhabited one half of Shiva. So one half is female, and the other half is male. So this is talking about this balance. Again, with this compassionate and wrathful energy, this balance is taking place here. And their blessings are felicity in married life. So there is an element for some of you of a more committed relationship than you may be accustomed to. Raising the Kundalini energy. And this has a lot to do with this Ojas and this Samadhi, but when you come into the realization of yourself and you really sit with it, Kundalini begins to flow freely. There's no longer any blocks in your energy system, and it's just like a switch has been flipped on, and you just are surging with this energy and this power here. And then transcendental knowledge of universal oneness. So what I was just saying with the realization of yourself, you realize that everything is within you. Everything is one within you. Everything is this mother goddess. And the ability to harmonize opposing viewpoints or forces. So this compassionate heart, but also the ability of wrathful. You're able to show your teeth because you do possess this power, but you're not misusing this power. You're definitely coming with this compassionate heart here. So these two opposing things, and also this balance of this masculine and feminine aspects of yourself. Whether you're a man or a woman, we all possess masculine and feminine aspects to ourselves. And you are finding this balance and harmony between these two. All right, thank you. All right, please give us 3 cards for what is on Libra's spiritual path for December 2022. 3 cards, please. That one had to come out. All right, now. Thank you. So, I have this card. There's nothing you can do, and there's this person trying to saw this yin-yang symbol apart. Essentially, they're trying to separate the light from the dark aspects of this symbol. But this is, and they're not able to do this. So it's saying there's nothing you can do. In the past, you may have really tried to suppress this wrathful nature of yourself or certain aspects of yourself. But now that you see that everything is one within you, and that there's actually light in the dark and there's dark in the light, and that to separate one of these out is to fragment yourself. And so you're really allowing both of these things, this masculine and feminine aspect of yourself, this wrathful and compassionate aspect of yourself, this this power, but also this sweetness of the heart here. And this is a similar thing. The war has reached a critical point between Atlantis and Mu. So these are two, what would be ancient civilizations, supposedly before the Ice Age. And these two cultures are where we get a lot of occult knowledge from, and various esoteric practices, both light and dark. But essentially, these are two what would seem like opposing. One is dealing more with what could be considered as the darker arts, and one is dealing more with the light aspect of these things. And so they're kind of in the past, these have really clashed for you, but this has reached this critical point, and as you merge into yourself and you have this realization of the self, and you realize that these are both aspects of yourself, and that they if they destroy one another, it's actually an aspect of yourself destroying another aspect of yourself. And so this kind of stops this internal battle and this internal struggle between the mind and the heart here. So this internal struggle that you may have experienced in the past is kind of coming to an end with this realization. And it says that nobody here but us folk. So it's kind of like after this realization, it's like you kind of go from this battle zone of, like kind of chaos within yourself. And then you have this realization of the self, and this is kind of like you just chilling in an open field, and it's just nothing but us, just regular, just feeling regular out here. And so this is what you're kind of coming into. And this also may speak of coming together with people of like minds, like trajectories for what they want to create, and really coming together in a community like that. But these are people very relaxed. They're not at war. And you could almost see this as various aspects of yourself that may have been at war with one another, that are all kind of now coming together and be like, oh, we're all one. All right. Because when you integrate all the aspects of yourself, instead of fragmenting these pieces out that you don't want to connect, or that rationally that you don't, logically they don't seem to connect, this creates a lot of power when you do allow them to connect. Because you're becoming whole here. All right. Please give us 3 cards for what are the hindrances on Libra's spiritual path in December 2022. 3 cards, please. Thank you. One more, please. Thank you. All right. We have the 8 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, and the Prince of Swords. So they call this swiftness, but this is speaking of communication here. So whatever you're leaving in the past, whatever these burdens. Now, this may be a job for some of you. This is a relationship for some of you. This is an old friend group for another group of you. So this is something different for a lot of different people. But when you do step away from this and you begin this journey forward, these energies are going to come, I'm going to say, at you with communication here. And it's not necessarily going to be something you want to hear. And to really take what these people are saying to heart would be a hindrance here. You just got to keep moving forward to what you know, because this communication is coming in to diminish you a little bit. So a more attempting to slow you down a little bit, because they see you are in motion to the ocean here. And then we have the Five of Swords here. And this is the card is called Defeat. So there is an element also that to drop these burdens of the past does feel like a loss to you to a certain extent. You definitely feel like something has been defeated a little bit. You feel a little bit defeated, and you do kind of wish that you would have gained a little more in wherever you were at, or something like that. But you definitely feel like you lost out a little bit here. This is also speaking of competition here. So whoever these people are coming in, like I said, they're trying to slow you down, and some of them might be trying to compete with you. So the best way to win in this is to not compete with them, because they are wanting to draw you into some sort of conflict, some sort of competition here. And if you don't pay them any mind and you keep moving on with your trajectory, then they lose. If you don't play their game, then they can't win. And then we have the Prince of Swords. So this is, again, speaking to this communication here. Like I said, if you respond aggressively to them trying to draw you into competition with this communication, this would also be another hindrance here. So stay on your square, as they say. All right, please give us 2 cards for what is on Libra's spiritual path for December 2022. 2 cards, please. The Tiger. Dorje Trollo. All right, 1 more. Thank you. So we have the Tiger here. And so Dorje Trollo, like I said, when he rides in, he's riding in on the back of his tiger here. So this is kind of like this Knight of Swords riding this tiger here. But this is also speaking of your energy moving forward in this power. Like the tiger possesses an immense amount of power, and is ready at any given moment to strike into action. But you see the look on this tiger's face is very calm and collected. It almost looks like it could just drift off to sleep. And this is kind of where your energy is going to be when you have this realization of the self here. You're in a very powerful place, but you're feeling very at ease, very content, and you know your power, so you're not worried about very much. And then we have the Scales. So this balance, again, of this wrathfulness, this power, and this compassion. having this balance of these feminine and masculine aspects of yourself. Finding this balance between the heart and the mind, the personality and the true self. Finding this really nice balance here. Right. We'll get a couple cards from the Oracle of Rama deck. First, we pick a divine card picks us. And then these cards are numbered, and then we will get some messages from the Greater Oracle of Rama deck. There we go. All right. So, and this is the Greater Oracle of Rama deck. So we have the holy name. So, and this says the power of pure devotion. So like what I was saying, you can see every act as an act of devotion if that's your intention. And the cards are kind of indicating that would be in your benefit to kind of begin to move like that, moving in with the heart space in that way. And this card, and the holy name here is Rama's name. So Ram is the incarnation, manifestation of the divine in the book, in the story, the Ramayana. So Rama's name. Ram is also a very powerful mantra in and of itself. Just the repetition of the name Ram is can be very powerful. But this has the number 7 on it, and let's see. 7 is the number of confidence here. So like I said, you're moving forward with a lot of ambitious energy. And to sit in the seat of the emperor with all this power would give anybody this high level of confidence that you are moving forward with. So please give us 2 or 3 cards, 2 or 3 messages for what is on Libra's spiritual path for December 2022. 2 or 3 cards, please. All right, we'll go ahead and, whoops. Two cards, thank you. It says, inconceivable destiny. This is number 7. Number 7. In good or bad times, serve God or the divine. Bliss will come to you. So again, these aren't religious specific, whether you call it God or the divine, the spirit, the universe, however you word that, whatever your verbiage is for that. This is saying, in good or bad times, serve the divine with this devotion. Every act can be an act of devotion if that is your intention in the way that you are using your actions. And it says, if you do that, bliss will come to you. So that is a message for you there. And then cultivating virtues. It says, a time to tend the inner garden of the heart. So this is essentially what you're doing, and the Spirit is coming in and giving you this message to let you know that you are on the right path, and that is exactly what you should be doing, is tending this inner garden of your inner landscape, your inner climate, and this inner garden of the heart, this moving forward with this love vibration. So it's definitely time, and you can do that through meditation. Also, having every act to be an act of devotion with self-inquiry, gaining this knowledge, or it's hard to verbalize this, but gaining the knowledge of the self or remembering the self, none of that really does it justice. But tending, like I said, tending to this inner garden of your heart space here, quite important. All right, we'll get a couple cards from the Tiny. Scoot this over a little bit. We'll split the deck 3 ways and get the tops of the splits. We have red, yellow, purple. So we have success. So provided you really make this choice, and you drop these things, you don't get pulled into this conflict, you're definitely going to have success here in whatever your endeavor may be. This does appear to be more on like a spiritual endeavor, but with these gifts also, as you present these, you're going to find a greater success than I feel like you have in the past with these gifts and talents that you possess, because they're being inspired and almost emanating from the divine, which you are beginning to see that you are one with. So appreciate self. Excuse me. So this is highlighting the importance of appreciating yourself, tending this inner garden of the heart. And you might even say to yourself, like, I appreciate myself. Look in the mirror and say, I appreciate myself. And really feel this. But also, and everything is kind of stemming back to this as it does, this realization of what the self actually is. Definitely brings this appreciation of the self. And because you're appreciating the self, you can then appreciate everything in existence. Oops, that is a lot of cards there. So witness, don't identify is what it says. So this is speaking more on like a mundane level. When you have to leave these things in the past and you're trying to make this decision, if you are really identified with this thing that must release the past, or this thing that must make this decision, you will most likely get drawn into this conflict, these feelings of defeat, and this will kind of derail you a little bit. But if you can sit back, and this realization of the self will definitely facilitate that, to kind of take a step back and witness these things taking place like you would witness a movie playing on a screen. You witness it. You don't identify with the thing that has to do all these different things in reality. You identify with this universal self. You're basically identifying with the soul, with the divine, with this divine spark that's within you. And that really changes how you move through the world, and it changes how the world responds to you. And this is, I'm not just talking about people. Like, yes, people will begin to respond differently to you, but the fabric of reality will begin to respond differently to someone who is identified as the divine. All right. Please give us 3 cards. What would you like to leave Libras with for what is on their spiritual path in December 2022? 3 cards, please, for a final parting message for our Libras. So in December, definitely speaking on this transition that you find yourself in and this letting go of this old baggage, it does appear that you're being very direct in doing this. You're not beating around the bush when you do this. It's like when you let this go, this is like a clean cut that you're making here. And you're kind of adopting this unbiased judgment about these things, as you're the way you're weighing it up is like, oh, does this slow me down? Is this draining my energy? Is this keeping me from my power? And if the answer is yes, then you are, like I said, cutting these things out without giving it any further thought. You're really taking swift action when you do finally decide to make this decision. But before you do, you are under these self-imposed restriction. It's kind of like you go from this Eight of Swords to the Emperor position. So initially, the beginning of December, you might be dealing with negative thoughts, these circular thought type of things. You may hold some sense of victimhood, or you might be dealing with this victim mentality. But the Spirit is really reminding you that these are self-imposed restrictions. And like I always say about this card, is this person is like tied up with toilet paper, and as soon as they just spread their arms a little bit, they break free of this binding that is self-imposed. And like I said, you go from like being like this to being in the Emperor position. But again, this is your choice. This is your choice to release yourself from this past that is definitely slowing you down. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles here. So you are, and with this planning, with this space now open for you to really plan towards the world you actually want to live in, you're definitely taking this long-term view, as this person is really cultivating this crop here. And I feel like this crop is this inner garden of the heart that you're really cultivating here. Because you're really wanting something that is sustainable, and whatever you're leaving behind, you're leaving it behind because you realize like this isn't sustainable. This is actually like draining me out and keeping me from my power, which this power is in and of itself self-sustaining. And then at the bottom we have the Strength card. So again, with this powerful energy here. And again, moving forward with a lot of confidence in December. And when you do finally let go of these things and you're in your power, this gives you this new belief in yourself. And this realization of the self is definitely bringing about this new belief in yourself, because you realize that you are not the mind or the body or the processes of the brain and emotions bubbling up. You're actually something that is witnessing all of that taking place. And if you can witness it, then you must be something just a step away from that. And this actually gives you some space. And this is how you reclaim your mind here. But you are gaining this certain level of influence over your reality by doing so. And you have definitely felt the poke and prod of the universe. And these pokes and prods haven't come to torture you, but so that you can transcend them and really step into your power here. And we have another 7, so I guess these 7s. So 7 again is the number of confidence, and we have 2 8s right here. 8 is the number of advancement. So you are advancing with this confidence here. But you're persevering past this energy and these people who are kind of coming in to try to derail you or tear you down a little bit. So you are a little bit in a protective stance, but do know that anybody who is trying to tear you down, they only do that because they see you as above them in some aspect, and this actually stems from jealousy, envy, because they see that you're headed towards this 9 of cups energy. You are beginning to exude this energy of someone who is very content, very satisfied without them, which is probably is extra irritating to them. But what you're moving towards is this dream come true. And this kind of card reads like this party has just begun here. You're about to really get this party going. Now, that's a metaphor. That doesn't mean have a big party. And then we have the Page of Wands here. So you're finding an incredible amount of freedom, especially with this self-realization. There is no freedom higher than that. That in combination with being in your power in this ojas, you have endless potential to create whatever type of world you want, whatever circumstances you want, wherever you want to travel. It's like I said, the world is in the palm of your hands. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So you are utilizing, and with these gifts too, you are utilizing what you have at hand. You're not trying to reach outside of yourself, or you're not reaching for what is beyond your reach. You are utilizing what you have at hand, and a lot of that has to do with these talents and gifts that you are going to be sharing with others. Also, to realize with this realization of the self that everything is actually within you, and that everything is essentially within your grasp. Again, you have the world in the palm of your hands. So you're really nurturing this self-realization, I feel like. So we'll go ahead and leave this reading here. Libras, I want to send you a lot of love and encouragement in December. Even though there are these people who are going to try to draw you into conflict, this actually looks like a really good reading, and December should be pretty good for you. And if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated. And I appreciate all of you for tuning in, listening, and watching. It really does mean so much. And again, Libras, I'll catch you on the next go-round. Peace.